Hello and welcome back, dear students. Today we will start chapter number 7, Conservation of Plants and Animals. Let's see what we have to study in this chapter. First is deforestation, the clearing of forest and using the land for other purposes is called deforestation. The for deforestation are: first, procuring land for cultivation, building houses and factories; third, using wood as fuel or making furniture, etc. The natural causes of deforestation are forest fire and drought. Consequences of deforestation. Here are some consequences of deforestation. The consequences of deforestation are: first, increase in the high temperature and pollution level on the earth; second, increase in the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere leading to global warming; fourth, lowering the groundwater level; fourth, disturbs the balance in nature; fifth, decrease in rainfall leading to drought; sixth, soil erosion and decrease in soil fertility leading to desertification; seventh, decrease in the water holding capacity of soil leading to floods. Now we'll talk about drought. See what is drought. Fewer trees would grow would mean that less carbon dioxide will be used up, resulting in its increased amount in the atmosphere. This will lead to global warming as carbon dioxide traps the heat rays reflected by the earth. The increase in temperature on the earth disturbs the water cycle and may reduce rainfall. This could cause droughts. Desertification. Removal of top layer of soil exposes the hard and rocky lower layers, which have very less humus and air. As they are less fertile, soil becomes like desert. It is termed as desertification. Conservation of forest and wildlife. Let's see what is conservation of forest and wildlife. Forest and wildlife can be converted by setting up areas like biosphere reserves, wildlife sanctuaries, national parks, etc. First is biosphere reserve. As large areas First is biosphere reserves. Biosphere reserves are large areas of protected lands for conservation of biodiversity and the traditional life of the tribal living there. Second, national parks. National parks are areas reserved for wildlife where they can freely use the habitats and natural resources. Third, wildlife sanctuaries. Wildlife sanctuaries are the areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them or their habitats. First is Biosphere Reserve. Biosphere Reserve are the areas of protected land for conservation of biodiversity and the traditional life of the tribes living in there. Biodiversity means is the variety of plants and animals and microorganisms found in the area. The Pachmadi Biosphere Reserve consists of a national park called Satpura and two wildlife sanctuaries called Bori and Pachmari. Flora and fauna. Flora are the plants found in a particular area. Fauna are the animals found in a particular area. Example, the flora of Pachmari consists of sal, teak, wild mango, jamun, silver ferns, etc. The fauna of Pachmari consists of wild dog, cheetal, wolf, leopard, blue bull, barking deer, etc. Endemic species. Endemic species are those species of plants and animals found only in a particular area and not found anywhere else. Example, sal and wild mango are the endemic flora of Pachmari. Bison, Indian giant squirrel, and flying squirrel are the endemic fauna of this area. Wildlife sanctuary. Wildlife sanctuary are areas where animals are protected from any disturbance to them or their habitat. The killing or capturing of animals is in wildlife sanctuary is strictly prohibited. National parks. National parks are the areas reserved for wildlife where they can freely use the habitats and natural resources. Example, Satpura National Park is the first reserve forest in India. Project Tiger. We'll talk about what is Project Tiger. Project Tiger was launched on 1st April 1973 by the Government of India. The project aims at ensuring a viable population of Bengal tiger in their natural habitats and also to protect them from extinction and preserving areas of biological importance of as a natural heritage. Forever represented as close as possible the diversity of ecosystems across the tiger's distribution in the country. The project's task force visualized these tiger reserves as breeding nuclei from which surplus animals would migrate to adjacent forests. Red Data Book. The book provides a central information source in organizing studies and monitoring programs on rare and endangered species and their habitats. It is regularly consulted when developing and implementing special measures for the protection and rehabilitation of such species. Endangered animals. Endangered animals are those animals whose numbers are diminishing and might face extinction. Example: tiger is one of the many animals which are slowly diminishing. To protect the tigers in our country, the government launched the Project Tiger to ensure the survival of tiger population. Dinosaurs have already been extinct. Red Data Book are the books which keeps a record of all endangered plants and animals. Reforestation. Reforestation means the restocking of destroyed forest by planting new trees. We should plant at least as many trees as we cut. We have already caused a lot of damage to our forests. If we have to regain our green wealth, reforestation is the only option. Thank you.